Sometimes, Chris, I just think you were bitten by a radioactive producer.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, it's a new episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are going to be bringing you two movies. Two. Not three, not four, maybe three, because maybe we're going to talk a little bit about Chris's birthday party that just happened. Talk about Midsummer for a second. Did it turn out to be a crazy orgy at the end?
No, we didn't have that part happen. We had people.
Did you have old people jump off of a cliff?
That was, no, but we smashed a watermelon with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, was that what that was supposed to be? Was like what their head looked like?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't get it.
Cool. It was a cool little video. You guys will have to go stalk him and find that. First movie we're going to talk about today. Now, this movie came out last year, but it just recently became available for the viewing people to watch because this movie only made $20,000 at the box office. But it was nominated for an Oscar, and we're going to talk about how they did that here when we're watching it in a little bit. And that movie is called To Leslie. Now, To Leslie is starring the one and only Andrea Riseborough.
Every day you have to go down there and see what was lost. But we've done our job, Jack. It's time to go.
I don't think they're trying to kill me today. The scavs. They were trying to catch me.
Well, they can't have you.
Yeah, that's from Oblivion.
Oblivion with Tom Cruise. That's actually a pretty decent movie. I liked it. I don't know why it got so many bad reviews.
It came out like around the same time that Edge of Tomorrow came out. So I think that it was sort of like
the one with Matt Damon too. The
Elysium.
That's it. Yeah. So those movies that's probably why. Maybe it was the worst of them. But man, I don't compare. Like even if it's the same thing, I don't really try to.
I like them. Elysium a lot, and I like Edge of Tomorrow a lot. No, Edge of Tomorrow was like my
yeah. It's like I'm not gonna compare Indiana Jones to the Mummy.
Right.
It's like I get it. They're the same genre. I mean, or Laura Croft.
Yeah, it's different.
But yeah. Also in this movie, the Academy Award winning lady who the first movie we ever reviewed was Idea, with her in it. The one, the only, and this is one of my favorite. You don't know about the TV show Mom. It's off the air now, but man, go look for it. It is one of my favorite little comedy shows to have on in the background. The one, the only, Allison Janney.
Here's all you need to know about this family. With every generation, we are getting better.
That's right.
So, I may have been a drunken slut.
She was.
And my daughter may have been a drunken slut.
Hang on a second.
What?
Never mind. Go on.
But my granddaughter, this tender angel, she was pure as the driven snow until she smoked your son's weed, drank his tequila, and then made passionate love with him for about 2 minutes. Am I telling it right, honey?
Yeah, sorta.
So don't you take the high road with us, Pastor. I know your type. I have vetted my share of clergy.
So real quick, your first time, did you last more than 2 minutes?
My first time? Yeah, we won't talk about that. It was. I lied to the girl. She thought I was like 18. I was like 13. I don't know. We don't want to talk about that. That was illegal. Yeah. I had to be the little engine that could, or I could not prove the point that I wasn't 18.
All right.
But also in the movie, to Leslie is the king of podcasts, the man himself, the guy, the whole reason every one of us have a podcast out there in this world right now. What the fuck guy himself, Mr. Marc Maron.
So I'm not judging, your faith. Do whatever you got to do to get by, right? Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Yahweh, the Marvel universe, I think works for some people. It's a very popular belief system. They claim that it isn't, but I think it kind of is, because I've poked at the Marvel universe fans and they react like religious fanatics. And it's dug in there pretty deep. They will claim, the grown male nerd children will claim that it's just entertainment, and why do I got to be some sort of buzzkill? Why am I bullying them? Well, quite frankly, I think at this point, nerd culture, I'm punching up. All right, they're no longer, the huddled weirdos. They now sort of run the cultural apparatus. And I'm not saying, I am saying it's a shitty thing, but what I'm saying is that I think it's a belief system, and I don't think they're willing to admit that. There's a couple of bubbles, You've got the Fox News bubble, which is evil and malignant. You've got the broader Christianity bubble, which can go either way. And then you've got, the Marvel Universe bubble, which is culturally malignant, but not as evil as Fox, but it's troubling.
You picked a good pit. Good one you found.
Oh, dude! As soon as I saw that Marc Maron was in this movie, and I knew we're doing Spider-Man on this episode as well, I went looking for that clip. I didn't go, okay, what can I use by Marc? No, I was like, where's that Marvel thing? I know he has that Marvel.
Both
thing.
you and I love Marc, his comedy and his podcast. So.
Oh, Marc Maron is one of our favorites. I mean, I listen to that guy all the time. I think I know his entire life. I really do, because I've listened to every
episode.
Actually,
in the 90s, the stuff he did in the 90s is fun. Funny as shit too.
Dude, oh my God, there's stuff in the night. I sent you that clip.
Yeah. I watched like a good 30 minutes of it. So,
but anyway, so the first movie we're going to review today is going to be To Leslie. Now the second movie, of course, folks, you know it. We're nerds. We're the biggest nerds there are in the podcast world. I mean, you look behind me. This is not all I own. I got nerdyisms throughout my entire house. You can ask that man right there. Like Chris is the place where Chris is sitting is his own private movie theater. He literally built. You just can't see it because of everything, of the curtains and everything. But anyway, so the movie that we chose, of course, is the one and only Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, starring in this movie, playing the one, the only Miles Morales, the one and only Shamek Moore.
Okay, let's do this one last time, yeah? For real this time. This is it. My name is Miles Morales. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for like 2 days, I've been the one and only Spider-Man. I think you know the rest. I finished my essay, saved a bunch of people, got hit by a drone. I did this with my dad. Met my roommate finally. Slapped a sticker where my dad's never gonna find me. And when I feel alone, like no one understands what I'm going through, I remember my friends who get it.
Yeah. And also, of course, starring right next to him, because if you've seen the first one, you know, she plays probably just as popular as Miles since that movie came out, if not more popular. I'm not going to go who's the most popular or whatever. The one and only playing Gwen Stacy, Haley Steinfeld.
All right, people, let's start at the beginning one last time. My name is Gwen Stacy. I was bitten by a radioactive spider. And for the last 2 years, I've been the one and only Spider-Woman. You guys know the rest. I joined a band, saved my dad. I couldn't save my best friend, Peter Parker. So now I save everyone else. And I don't do friends anymore, just to avoid any distractions.
Yeah, that's
and that's her as Gwen Stacy in the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And then their buddy, their pal, the man carrying the baby that we all now love, the one, the only, Jake Johnson playing Peter B. Parker.
All right, people, let's do this one last time. My name is Peter B. Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for the last 22 years, I thought I was the one and only Spider-Man. What a day. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. You see, I saved the city, fell in love, I got married, saved the city some more, maybe too much. My marriage got testy, made some dicey money choices, don't invest in a spider-themed restaurant. Then like 15 years passed, blah, 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 super bummed. I broke my back, a drone flew into my face. I buried Aunt May, my wife and I split up. But I handled it like a champion. Because you know what? No matter how many times I get hit, I always get back up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who else in
and
this?
let's just, huh?
Who else in this?
Your face.
Uh-huh.
Your face is in this. Isn't your face in this?
It is.
Yep. Also in this movie, for the first time, unless you stayed around for the post-credit scene, which is where I pulled this one from, the one, the only Oscar Isaac playing Miguel O'Hara.
Great story. Hey, did you finish the goober?
It's not a goober, it's a gizmo.
You always have to call me out. It's just really frustrating and bums me out.
Don't get too excited, Miguel. It's just a prototype.
Not excited.
But you could be the first person to make an autonomous multiverse jump. Or the last.
Okay, so we're just gonna roll the dice on this?
So what do you say, pal? Where do you want to go first?
Let's start at the beginning, one last time. Earth 67. Whoa.
What the?
I'm Spider-Man. I need you to come with me.
Who the heck are you?
I just told you that. Listen. I'm from the future.
How dare you point at me?
You were pointing first.
Rude to point.
You're being very rude. You're not even believing what I'm saying.
Which one pointed first?
Spider-Man pointed first, obviously. You're pointing at me right now as you say that. Look at you.
I'm just pointing at your pointing.
Look at your
which
finger
is
right
different
now.
than
What is
normal
it doing?
pointing.
You are pointing.
You haven't seen
You're
pointing
accusing
until
me
I
of
get through
pointing
with you, and then
while
you'll
you're
know.
Yeah. That's from
I love that.
That's from now, when you saw that post-credit scene for the first time in the last movie, did you know about Miguel O'Hara and all that?
Oh, Spider-Man 2 2099?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, yeah, I own the entire run.
Okay.
I love Spider-Man 2099. That's like one of my favorite, like, that story of Miguel O'Hara is like literally one of my favorite Spider-Man series.
Oh, so you're excited to see him in this one because you knew he was the
dude,
post-credit scene.
I'm surprised that, I didn't, like jizz my pants. Like literally, it was like, it was one of the greatest. And then finally, the villain in this new movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spot, played by the one, the only, and yes, I found a comic book movie that he was in too, Jason Schwartzman.
Scott Pilgrim! Hey! Buddy, welcome to the Chaos Theater! Somebody get this man a drink, Coke Zero, right? I'm not here to drink! Whoa. Well, I've got no beef with you. Well, what if I have a beef with you? Are you still mad about the whole thing with the guild? You mean the league? The guild, league, whatever. It's ancient history. I'll show you how ancient of history it is. Wait. There's no use crying over spilled Coke, buddy. The lady made her choice, and we're all just gonna have to move on. Well, I ain't moving, buddy. You want to fight me for her? Was that not clear? Was that not clear? I don't know.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World with Michael Cera in his baby voice. But yeah.
Yes. Also in this movie, added to it, Daniel Kaluuya from that we know from Black Panther or Get Out.
Yeah.
Carrie Zani, who's from Deadpool 1 and 2. Andy Samberg as Ben Reilly. Oh, we gotta talk about Scarlet Spider later, but that will be in here in just a little bit. We'll talk about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and just like with every comic book movie, we will have a spoiler section going where I am going to go in depth. I literally found out. Let's see if I have some of the pictures. Let's see. I know every Spider-Man in that picture. I know every Spider-Man in this picture. I know every Spider-Man in that picture, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I know those Spider-Man. I think this is all the ones I could. Oh, here's one too with some more Spider-Man and stuff like that. But literally, I am now like I don't know if I could go on Jeopardy, I think.
Okay.
and with Spider-Man.
All right.
And Spider-Man for $200, Alex.
So yeah, there'll be a regular spoiler-free section, and then we'll give you a fair warning to fucking shut the thing off, and then we'll go in the spoiler section of.
Yeah, there'll be a whole spoiler section for all of that. But at this time, instead of that, why don't we talk about, Chris, where can everybody find us?
You can find us online at moviesdon'tsuck.net. We're at w2mnet.com. Go to w2m as in Mary net.com. You'll be able to find our podcast among a bunch of other cool podcasts that our friends have done. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/moviesdon'tsuck podcast. We're on Twitter at MTS Podcast. We're on Instagram at MTS Podcast. Go to patreon.com/moviesdon'tsuck. You guys want to find become a patron, we'll probably do stuff for you. Go to bonfire.com/moviesdon'tsuck and something they do. You'll find shirts that have our logo on it. And you guys want to send us an email, info@moviesdon'tsuck.net or moviesdon'tsuckpodcast@gmail.com. And we're also on Facebook, Twitch. What's our Twitch handle, pal? You know?
Well, our Twitch handle is MTDS Podcast.
Okay. Thanks, dude. And we're also on YouTube. You can just search Movies on the Suck Podcast. And we're, like you said, we're live almost every Thursday, 6:30. We change it up next week, but that's neither here nor there. Neil, what small business are we talking about today?
Small businesses. If you got a small business, we want to help you out. Hey, Chris, do you like pickles?
No.
Do you like balls?
Pickleballs?
Pickleball! We're talking about the Tulsian Athletic Club. Now, the Tulsian Athletic Club is not just a pickleball place, which it does have plenty of the balls to pickle. Like, this is literally one of the courts. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Look at that. You can go there, play pickleball and stuff like that. But it is also, are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Look how cool that looks from the outside, right?
Nice.
Yeah, right. It's right on Route 66. It's at 2439 East 11th Street, Tulsa, or also known as Route 66. But look at this. They have a stage out in the back.
That's cool.
And you can go there, and there's usually musicians there all the time. I was there just last night hanging out. Look at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Look at that.
That's nice.
That is just nice. And the way that those doors form, they just like make the sound stay right there so it's not killing the neighborhood and all that stuff. But the Tulsa Athletic Club, you can go there to enjoy courts and cocktails at the Tulsian Athletic Club, a spinoff from the downtown Tulsian bar. The Tulsian Athletic Club resides on Route 66 in the Market District with sports courts and frequent live DJs and musicians. This vibrant space is great for anyone looking to unwind or for anyone who's looking to unwind with friends while you're sipping and sporting away. You can enjoy eye-catching let me speak English today. You can enjoy eye-catching murals and paintings from local artists just as well. And again, it is just an awesome place. If you can see that there, that's mural on the back wall there of the Tulsa area. They just got voted from A-List the #1 place to go. Like, it is such a great, nice environment. And I thought I had one of all the picnic tables in the area, but I guess I didn't load that one up. But yeah, that is just beautiful. I was there last night hanging out. So if you are in the Tulsa area and you want some live music, go play some pickleball, get some great beers, talk to some good people. The Tulsian Athletic Club is the place to be. And to be honest, it's awesome. Every single person I met out there was completely amazing.
So go out there with some music, get a buzz, and get some exercise.
Oh, right. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. You know, at first they had this thing. I thought it was like a putt thing, and it wasn't. It was a soccer hole.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like you kick it, like it's like a putt, but you kick it with a soccer ball. And I was like, wow, I would not. I don't have the what's the word?
Skill.
Skill. We'll go with skill. We'll go with skill. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
I mean, I didn't feel bad about myself yet today, but now.
Oh, dude, every time I do something athletic, I'm like, this is gonna go poorly.
This is not the thing I needed to do.
So yeah, my birthday party was fun, dude. I had a good fun birthday party.
So it looked like you guys had a great time. Now you Chris's birthday was based on the Midsummer the movie
by Ari Aster,
Yeah, Ari Aster, and it was Florence Pugh was the main actress in that movie. It's a horror movie. I know I saw pictures of you guys, and you smashed watermelons to was that to portray the old men?
Yeah. A lot of people didn't get it.
Jumping off the cliff.
The people hadn't seen it who didn't understand why I was smashing a watermelon. But I brought it up to Leah, and Leah's like, we have to do that. So she went to for Harbor Freight that night or the day and got a sledgehammer that closely resembled a mallet. And went to Midsummer.
Right.
I went to the store. I got like $200 worth of beer. I got I spent a lot of money getting stuff for the party. And I smashed a watermelon. And I got everyone who, and of course we have hatched it for the chickens because the chickens have watermelon. But I have other people come there and smash it too. And I had everyone who came took a picture in front of the Harga house that we had built, which you saw.
Yeah, I saw that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And,
you should make a collage. You should make a collage of that with you and your wife in the middle.
Yeah.
And then do a collage of all that.
So we have a pretty good turnout for a hot Saturday afternoon. 25 people showed up. So and a lot of people left for the
nice. Movie. And how was the orgy at the end?
It was intense, dude. But no,
it was an intense, crazy orgy.
But we watched.
I mean. It had to be weird to have an orgy with your brother.
Every time he was inside. Every time I watch that movie, dude, I find more. I think I like it more and more. So probably Midsummer's my probably top 10 favorite movies of all time, and it was great. We had a good time, man, and I'm really happy that it went out well. And
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I took a picture with everyone. I had everyone take a picture at least. So you were asking, I needed pictures, so I made the perfect backdrop for the pictures. So
my wife went to Atomic Falls and she had a great time.
Yeah, I saw that picture of her on
like that.
On top of that old antique truck, which is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was cool. She had a good time, and she I know she got a flag somehow. She has some great stories. You'll have to ask her.
Did you get sunburned?
No.
Okay, good.
She came back. And literally on Sunday we both, because I went out Saturday night because I was kind of upset because I wasn't in
It's
Kansas
Saturday
City.
night. Yeah.
I was upset that I wasn't in Kansas City at your birthday party.
It's okay.
So I went out and had a couple drinks, and I think I was up till 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I passed out on my couch. And I woke up at 8 a.m. to lock the doors, turn everything off and stuff like that, because I had a buddy over here and he took off and stuff like that, which is understandable.
Yeah.
And right when I was closing everything up, my wife shows up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" She goes, "Yeah, I was just up all night, and I figured might as well drive home."
So,
and so
she
slept in bed for 12 hours. Dude.
How long was she there? A couple days?
She was there from Wednesday until Sunday.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. What do you do? Do they have performances and stuff
yeah, all the above, all kinds of performances, fire. People, night raves, hanging around the fire. Oh my God, it's so cathartic. I mean, my Cathars is coming next week.
Oh, yeah, AEW, right?
AEW in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm going to be hanging out, going to go eat Gino's Pizza. I'm going to go get me a Chicago hot dog. The guy wants to go to a Cubs game. We're definitely going to the Cubs game.
Yeah. You're trying to, the show or the AEW is Friday or Saturday?
That's on a Saturday.
You guys
we're gonna go there Thursday. Yeah. So we'll get there Thursday, check into the Airbnb. Then after that we will we'll go party on Thursday and Friday, and probably go to a Cubs game on Friday, I'm guessing. And then basically just hang out in Chicago and whatever he wants to do. Because to be honest, I've been there. I know Chicago.
Yeah.
It's all updated since I've been there. Because I was looking for a metal bar, all these old metal bars that bands I used to hang out with played in. And they all play more like today's music, alternative music, than they do the metal.
Yeah, there's a place, I'm going to find it for you. Keep on talking. There's a actual metal sandwich bar.
A metal, a heavy metal sandwich bar?
Yeah, a sandwich place in Chicago they talk about stuff stuff like ISIS and those post-war bands. They also mention Kuma. It's called Kuma's, right? So they support the metal community, and they have looks like they have one at the Belmont Avenue called Kuma's. And
Okay, I know where Bullman is.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
send me that information. We'll talk about that later. But it's almost 30 minutes in. We have not even talked one fucking movie yet. All right, so let's go. First, we're going to talk about To Leslie.
Yeah, To Leslie, directed by Michael Morris. Michael Morris is directing, you know, he's done a few producers of stuff like Bloodline and Better Call Saul, which I think you and I is one of our favorite shows of all time. He directed Lock and Key, 13 Reasons Why. He's done all kinds of stuff, but the movie that he did now, it was like his first full feature film, is To Leslie. He directed, written by Ryan Binaco. This stars Andrea Riseborough as the titular lesbian.
Every day you have to go down there.
Also, this stars Allison Janney as Nancy.
Here's all you need to know about this family. With every generation, we are getting better.
And Marc Maron's in this. Marc Maron plays Sweeney.
You know, so I'm not judging, you know, your faith. Do whatever you got to do to get by, right? Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Yahweh, the Marvel universe, I think works for some people.
Why don't you go read the storyline for this? Well, no, I'm sorry. I want to mention the people in this. Sorry. Stephen Root's in this as Dutch. It's got people like Tom Virtue as Leslie's father Raymond. Warren Leather as Leslie's mother Helen. This also stars Alan Trong as Chris Jones as Stud. And yeah, why don't you go ahead and read the storyline for this one, pal?
Having squandered every single dime of her lottery winnings on liquor and drugs, defeated West Texas single mother Leslie Rowland finds her way back home 6 years after the life-altering event. But now the money is gone, the already few friends are lost, and her long-suffering family has moved on with their lives. And as this incorrigible, long-term heavy drinker teeters on the brink of a total disaster, faced with living on the streets, Leslie tries to reconnect with James, her estranged 20-year-old son. However, with mistakes piling up and alcohol dependency getting in the way of a fresh start, the only person who can save Leslie is herself. The question is, can the washed-up alcoholic earn one last chance at righting the wrongs of the past and getting her life back on track?
Do you know anyone like this? Do you know anyone like Leslie?
Oh, yes. And I can point the finger but I'm not going to because I don't want to say names or anything like that. Do you like that we're sitting at the bar?
Yeah, here we are sitting at the bar, having our own drinks while we're talking about someone who can't do it.
Sitting at the bar. Actually, I got another one too. Where's the other one? I was pretty proud of the two little. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And there we go.
That's a better one. That's more about my bar. That's more like our bar, I think, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do know some people that literally gave their life away to alcohol and drugs. And I helped trying to clean them up several people several times. Because, I do alcohol and drugs. But
you do those things.
But I'm not dependent on it. I'm not like every day I'm going to go drink. Every day I'm going to go do drugs. Every day it's like this is the first drink I've had since Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
it's fucking Friday. Almost Friday. Yeah.
It's Thursday.
Yeah,
it's Thursday. Maybe you need to lay off the alcohol and drugs, bro. But this movie,
I gotta tell you, I had one beer on Saturday on my birthday.
Oh, just on your birthday?
Yeah. I just.
Let's talk about the movie, all right? And instead of all the personal stuff that we've already talked about the last 31 minutes.
The acting in this top notch by Andrea Riseborough, by Marc Maron, by everyone in this movie was fucking amazing. Allison Janney was great.
Now, let's talk why we did this movie. Okay, this movie came out on Netflix, and it did come out last year. If you notice, if you're not watching this right now and you're listening to it, it only grossed $27,322 at the movie theater, and it was nominated for an Oscar
for Best Actress, right?
For Best Actress. Now, if you even go watch the video when they did do nominations, people are like, "Whoa!" Like, can't believe she got nominated. Now, what happened?
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you want me to explain this?
Yeah, I'm muting my mic. Go for it.
Because you asked me to explain this. I've watched videos on this so I can explain it for you.
Thank you, pal. Go for it.
All right. So what happened is usually you have to pay money to push out your movie out there to the Oscar board. You got to pay like $6,000 to be part of some email, or $2,000, I think, $3,000. I don't know how many. It's a couple grand to be part of this email that they blast out to all the Academy, the members of the Academy. Then they gotta do certain things. Well, the thing it worked is the director, what's his name?
Mike Morris.
Michael Morris. Michael Morris knows all them. So instead of paying the money that he's supposed to pay to the Academy, he emails all of them personally with the information of this movie. And then you're supposed to have a screening of it, right? And instead of having a screening of it at the Chinese theater or whatever theater, they had a screening of it at Gwyneth Paltrow's house. And so who's part of the Academy.
Yeah.
And so like literally he uses all his connections to get all these people that are in the Academy to vote for this movie as the best actress. That's why everybody was like, whoa, when they nominated her, because nobody knew about this movie. Nobody out in the public knew about this movie.
I think it showed like a couple theaters.
27,000.
Yeah, it showed at a couple theaters probably.
Yeah, if that. So that was that big hoopla that came out for the Oscars last year. Now, because it only made $27,000, it means this movie was not in a theater where I could go see it. It was not in a theater where Chris could go see it.
I didn't know it existed until it was nominated.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was until it got nominated. And so then Chris watched it last year, I believe.
Yeah, I watched it. It was on Amazon, and I got to watch it because it was being nominated. So I was like, well, I'm going to be that dude who watched all the movies that are nominated. So I saw two last year.
It came to Netflix. So my curiosity, and believe me, I know there's a ton of movies that just came out that we could have watched.
But Marc Maron's not in all of them, dude. Marc
Maron, I saw Marc Maron. I was like, oh, dude, I want to watch this. And I only have so much time in my life.
Yeah.
So therefore, but let's talk about the movie itself. I understand why she got nominated.
Yeah, she's great.
She's the whole movie.
Yeah.
She's the entire movie. Her and Marc Maron or the entire movie.
Yeah.
Allison Janney and the guy who played Dutch. I need my stapler back guy. Steven. Yeah. They were great as part-timers, and the kid, the 20-year-old, I've seen him before. What was his name?
Teague,
they did not have this listed right on the there it is. Owen Teague. Great performances by all of them.
Even Catfish Gene, who played Darren.
But to be 100% honest, this movie should not have been nominated.
It's a bummer, man. This movie's a big bummer.
This is like, I seriously thought this end of this movie, somebody was going to blow their brains out.
Yeah. It's a sad movie, man. It's but it's supposed to make you feel there's some sort of redemption at the end, I'm sure. Which I mean, I'm sure, right? I'm sure there's that there. But it's a bummer of a movie. The acting's great, and but it's really weird that it got nominated. To me, it's
it really was. And but this is very much an artsy movie. It's one of those movies that it comes full circle in a way. But the thing is, this is my problem with this movie. It showed so much of the downfall that it didn't give us much of the redemption. It gave us the final mark of the redemption. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of the final pieces of the redemption. But I feel like they should have worked when writing this movie. I think they should have worked a little bit more on that redemption side, because that is what's going to, if you're an alcoholic or drug addictive or whatever, and all you're doing is watching this lady just fall, all it's going to make you do is reflect more on your, what's wrong in your life, what you've done wrong, and this movie, I think, should have at least gave us more of that redemption. So it gives us more of that positive, You know,
it was also a very quiet movie. I felt like you're seeing this person fail, but in a very quiet way. You know, and you know, you want to feel good for Andrea, but you see her. You want to feel good for Leslie, but you see her make the wrong choice every time, and it hurts. Like, because I didn't feel like she was like some outstated character that didn't exist. I felt like I've seen people like this. I know people like this, and so
I feel like I seen this lady just like earlier this week when I stopped by a bar,
right?
You know, or earlier last week,
and
when I was at a bar.
It hurts, you know. It's a sad movie. But of course, I'm saying it's sad, but like there, like we talked, there's a little bit of redemption, but you just get the beginning of it, you get the little inkling of it, and so it sort of leaves up to us, up to the viewer. What do we think? What do we want? And what is Leslie gonna become? What does this become? But it's a quiet movie, and it's also it's obviously an independent film. There's no way this cost a lot of money, and no way it made a lot of money, even though it has, you know, like people like Andrea Riseborough and Stephen Root and Marc Maron, names that people know, especially you and I know, in this movie. Allison Janney, fucking Oscar-winning Allison Janney's in this, but we didn't. You know, it's just it's a movie. And that's I guess the best I can say about it is that it's a movie.
It's a movie, and
it's not super awful. It's not an awful movie. It's a good movie, but it's sad. And to see it nominated for Oscars kind of it puzzled me, really. So
yeah, and I mean, it was good and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's a good emotional movie. It's literally about a woman figuring out what's important in life, and I love that part of it. But man, it was just a Debbie Downer the whole time. It was just kind of like, okay. I guess I'll be depressed for 2 hours.
And there are people out there be like, well, this is like, you know, like how things really happen. And not everyone gets that sort of ending. Some people get worse. But like, yeah, it's sad. But it's a good movie. It's free if you got Netflix, which I think most of our viewers do, or they're using their friends or their mom's Netflix account, or they're using their brother's account. It's worth watching. But again, to see it nominated Best Picture kind of puzzled me, because I think there are better movies that came out this year than To Leslie, where the Best Actress
or that came out last year that could have been nominated.
Mm-hmm. So
let's do this. Let's go ahead and just I guess kill you in your sleep. Is that what we wanted to do?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure like how.
I'm
not quite sure how to talk about To Leslie, because one, it's a meandering movie, you know, meanders. But I'm not from West Texas, so I don't know what this looks like to me. But I'm from East Texas, so whatever. But yeah, it's Texas, and that's what it is. But
you're from Texas.
I am from Texas, and Louisiana. But I'm more from Texas and Louisiana. If you guys want to talk about where I'm from, but Neil,
he's from Texas.
Neil, do you have quotes for this?
Of course. Maybe buy a house. Maybe buy a house. What about us? Drinks are on me.
Neil's I think gonna do the southern accent for every single quote in this movie.
Do we hear about you before we go through my shit? You can stay here as long as you need, but you can't live here. I'm not even 20. I can't drink yet, and I have to take care of my mother. No one's taking your shit a second time. The job is yours if you want it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. No matter what's been done, I just want you to know the church is still here for you. That's what my mama would call rode hard and hung up wet. I think you better leave. I've been hearing you all week. It's the other end. Oh, yeah, I should say that better. I think you better leave. I've been hearing you all week. No, it's coming out the other end. There we go. That's better. She loved the church. Well, she loved the preacher even more.
Ooh.
Everyone acting like they need to live life out of a movie. Life is hard. Don't you fucking swear at me. I love when people say stuff like that. It's like that one time in the concert. It's for the fucking kids, man. What about the fucking kids? Anyway, I think drinking alone is a moral sin. You think you can tell me what to do after you call me names? Get me a hammer. I'll take 2 of the specials, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't spit in them. And that's it. That's all I got, bro.
All right, so I'm on. What my score in this is probably 3.9 for the acting.
I'm gonna give it a little lower because, to be honest, I really thought it was a little spacey at times. I thought it was kind of. I started looking at my phone at one point. Okay. And anytime I start looking at my phone while I'm watching an Oscar-nominated movie, that kind of tells me that maybe it should have been there for the Oscars. And so I'm going to give this like a 3.6. And it's only because it just, again, I understand what the story was. It's just, I think maybe it should have took a little more time on the happy part of it.
Okay. Now,
not the happy part, but the redemption part.
Yeah, I saw another movie that was nominated called Causeway. I think Brian Tyree Henry was nominated for that. That's a better movie than this. But I'm on RottenTomatoes.com. What is the audience score for To Leslie?
Audience score is going to be 51%.
87%.
Holy shnikes.
And I don't know if people liked it because they were supposed to like it. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Now, what's the critic score for To Leslie?
Oh, it's going to be like 89.
93%.
Nah, I told you.
Here's the critics' consensus. To Leslie's familiar framework is granted extra depth through a stellar Andrea Riseborough and sensitive, nuanced approach to the cycle of addiction. I'm going to read a good review and a bad review. From Mick LaSalle, the San Francisco Chronicle, he says, it's a terrible movie. Riseborough's unremarkable in it. Man. And this is from Paul Burns at the Sydney Morning Herald. Riseborough's performance is spectacular. How I act from despair to repair and everywhere in between. So that was To Leslie. You guys can watch it on Netflix, which is probably the easiest and freest place to watch it. And that's that movie. That's To Leslie. It's a tiny film. If you guys were quite curious about it, like Neil was and I was too, give it a shot. You probably won't.
Give it a shot. It's over on that one channel with all the flex.
Yeah, all flex.
Netflix. You know, right? Is that what we're talking about? Is the what's it called?
The fuck flicks.
The Netflix.
Netflix.
Yes, and you know, it's sad. It's all sad. You know.
And Neil's trying to stall away, pulls up the news because that's what's next, right?
The news is next. Let's do the news. This is the Movies That Don't Suck and Some of Them News. I'm going to read stuff to Chris. He's going to like it. If not, I'm going to drive up to Kansas City and kick his ass. Right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think.
Does it sound right, Chris?
It does.
Because sometimes you make me say things, and I just think you make me want to say it because today, yeah. So this week, guys, one of America's greatest heroes of all time passed away. Let's just get this over with right away. This guy was on television for fucking over 50 years. One of the biggest names of all time. Was on a TV show that was on weekly.
Yeah.
Thousands of people flocked to him and his beautiful message that he had out there. And that beautiful message being, fuck Hulk Hogan. The Iron Sheik passed away this past week, just yesterday.
Rest in peace.
And if it wasn't for the Iron Sheik, we would not have Hulkamania. And,
I thought you were going to say something else, by the way.
I know, exactly. That's why I set it up that way. I thought you're going to make me think I said that other bastard that I'm glad that he's dead.
That piece of shit,
but, yeah, I'm not going to say that guy's name, and neither are you. Yeah. But that guy, fuck him. No, Iron Sheik, He was awesome. If you ever met him in real life, he stayed in character the whole time. He'd never break it's called kayfabe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he died yesterday.
Did you meet Iron Sheik?
I met him years and years ago. I went to a thing where he was on a panel.
Okay.
and he was actually an Olympian and stuff like that. He's the reason that Hulkamania exists.
Huh.
They gave him the belt so Hulk Hogan could take it from him. But let's go to actual news of stuff that you care about. All right. Bryan Singer, remember that guy?
Bryan Singer, the director of like X-Men and stuff?
Yeah. Remember when he got canceled?
Yeah, I didn't remember that. What happened?
Well, we're going to find out because Bryan Singer is now defending himself from sexual assault allegations by making a documentary based on the entire sexual assault claims made against him.
That's weird. That's fucking really weird.
That is really weird. Now, I get it that you just want to put your side of the story out there. But unless the ladies get their own story, too. But, yeah, so we'll be seeing that soon.
I mean, will we, though? Will we?
I mean, it'll be out there. Yeah. I'm saying for people to watch. Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh is the star in Skydance, an Apple feature called Mayday. The action-adventure feature hails from filmmakers Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. Pen the script. If they pen the script before the writer's strike, and it will produce and direct it. They just did Dungeons and Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves, so I'm guessing this is going to get a lot of money. They also known for directing Game Night, and they also wrote Spider-Man: Homecoming. Mayday will. Where's the project? I hate when they do this. When they're like, "We're gonna bury it so deep that you can't figure out what the movie's about." Oh, they're not going to tell you what it's about. Never mind. But Ryan Reynolds and something. Yes, we're going to watch it.
Yeah, of course.
Jake Paul, the famous
YouTuber, right?
Boxer, YouTuber, all that.
I think you start with YouTuber, then boxer. I think he goes in that order.
Well, I mean, he is one of the top 10 highest grossing boxers of all time. You know that, right?
Right. But it's because he's a good boxer?
No, yeah, he wins. Okay. He never loses.
Right.
Yeah, he goes against these badass motherfuckers and kicks their ass. Like, Jake Paul is going to be announced. He will star and executive produce his first feature film. Will play a small town fighter raising in the ranks of combat sports. Who thought? Who would have known? Mm-hmm. Maybe he should call it Warrior, or maybe he should call it. I don't know. The Irishman has now been dethroned as Netflix top movie.
By who? By what?
Are you ready for this?
Oh no!
I'm still Jenny from the block.
With the mother repeat to Irishman?
The mother.
I didn't know
the movie we just reviewed like 3 episodes ago.
I didn't know that was so revered. As it's kind of shitty.
The action-packed thriller from Jennifer Lopez pushed out Martin Scorsese's Oscar-nominated crime epic, and is now the most viewed movie of all time.
Both you and I know that the best movies aren't necessarily the ones that make the most money.
Dude, Titanic's still in the top 3 of best movies of all time. If that shouldn't even be in the top 40. That movie sucked. Anyway,
there's a titty in it. There's a titty in it though. For PG-13 movies, there's one titty in it.
One titty. Seth Rogen is reporting producing a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ninja Turtles TV series for Paramount.
Okay, well, I'm gonna see the movie for sure.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. And I don't know what more I need to know about that. Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles, got it. Yeah. Let's move on. Captain America 4 has changed its name. Originally, it was Captain America: The New World Order, but they didn't really announce it. Anthony Mackie put up a video of him asking advice from Harrison Ford on how to fight in a movie.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you have Harrison Ford there, I mean, the guy has been the president of the United States, Indiana Jones, Han Solo, you know.
Did you just say shoot him? Is that what he said?
Yeah, like that. He said, just do it better. Just do it better. Anyway, So the new title is Brave New World instead of New World Order, which is hilarious because DC just announced the director for Brave and the Bold, which is Batman. I have that somewhere in here. I'll talk about that in a second. A new documentary is coming out on everything with talking to Stephen King and how he feels about every single thing of his that has been made on television and film.
What's his favorite? Do you know?
He said that one of his favorites is Misery. I just saw this on Stephen Colbert the other night. Yeah, Misery. Dr. Sleep. He said he was a big fan of Dr. Sleep. I can't remember all of them that it said, but
I know he does not like The Shining. I know he's not a fan of the Kubrick
he's
Shining.
He's not a fan of the original Shining, which is understandable. Some people just don't like stuff like that.
Good movies.
Ellie Fanning and Sarah Paulson to star, and Mariah Folks, I Am Sybil. This movie is a passion project Sybil to protect. It's based on the famous case of Shirley Manson, who was given the alias Sybil to protect her identity. Manson's fascinating story first came into public view in 1973 when Verl, Reader Script's nonfiction novel Sybil was published. The book quickly became a bestseller. So, yeah, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to see that. Anything Sarah Paulson's in, I give it a chance. Becky G just got thrown into the Blue Beetle mix, so she's now in the movie Blue Beetle. And Becky G, if you don't know, is a national-wide hip-hop artist, pop artist, done things with Bad Bunny, Puerto Rican artist. She's very cool, very awesome. Can't wait to see her and see what she brings. All right.
Okay.
I know I grabbed the wrong thing. Here's a story I just wanted to throw out there for you because I thought you'd appreciate this. Rob Zombie says the only reason he made Halloween 2 was to get away from the Weinsteins.
That's a good reason, right?
He said Bob was very cuckoo. We would get into big fights and scream at each other, and he loved it. That's how he liked to communicate. It was horrible. It was 3 years of that. By the end of it, I was insane because it was like being in a crazy fucking world. And it was all done with negative energy all the time. They would find a way to upset every single actor. When Bob watched the movie, when it was done, he calls me and goes, I hate every single fucking frame of this fucking movie. You have to fire your editor. He's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's fucking doing. This is what I had to do. This was like every single day, and he calls a lot. At first, you appease it, but you can't appease it longer, or just you go fucking crazy.
All right, Rob. You know what's up. I love Rob. And we were friends with his brother, so
I love Rob. Mm-hmm. Anyway. If you don't like Little Mermaid that's out there now, the Asylum's got you. They are doing the original version of the Little Mermaid that was originally written by, I know the name and I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Hans Christian Andersen, the original 1837 adaptation of the Little Mermaid. It has been made into a animated movie. It is bad. It's choppy bad. It's really choppy bad. But hey, that's what you get when you throw movies out there. Nope, not that one yet. We won't get to that yet. Oh, one of your favorite series is getting a third movie. Hocus Pocus 3 is now in development. It's at Disney.
Fuck that, dude. You know how I feel about Hocus Pocus. like
you love it. You love it so much you made sure we did not review it. That's how much you love it. Everybody at Spider-Man Across the Universe is hoping that to grab somebody for the new Spider-Man movie, Beyond the Spider-Verse, which will be the third movie of the Spider-Verse movies. They are all throwing their names. They are all throwing one name out there that they would love to come and voice a Spider-Man. The one, the only. You only know him as the guy who rules the last 3 years of fucking anything, including TV shows, movies. Do you know the name?
Is it John Cena? Because I don't have that clip anymore.
No.
Okay.
No. Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah, fucking bring him in. Let's do it. Let's do it, Pedro.
Everybody, if you don't know this, Jeremy Renner was in a bad accident from saving a kid from a snowplow earlier this year.
Hero, man.
And he is 100% healed. He's ready to go. And he says, now it's throwing this out in the universe. I'm ready to go. If Marvel wants me back, I'll do it in a freaking heartbeat.
That's good to hear.
So, hey, Jeremy, I'm glad you recovered. The best to you, man. Stephen King supports Mike Flanagan rebooting the Dark Tower series. They're going to be doing the Dark Tower series as a series.
That's how it should be done.
Not a movie.
That's how it should be done.
That's exactly how it should be done. I support that too. No, not that one yet. Rebel Moon, the new movie from Zack Snyder, the 2 sci-fi movies will get 2 different cuts each one.
Okay.
Because it's Zack Snyder.
Interesting.
Everybody is now saying that they would like Elliot Page to take over the place of Ezra Miller as the Flash.
I will keep my reservations till we see the Flash movie.
I mean, they just think he's a piece of shit and they don't want him to be around.
Them. I mean, you shouldn't.
Yeah, and also with the Flash, I had where to go. The script for the Flash 2 is already completed and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, is Michael Keaton gonna be in that one too? We don't know. Because we haven't seen the movie yet. But yeah, like.
But here comes all the bad news. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
SAG or SAG Screen Actors Guild votes to authorize their own strike on studios and streamers starting this week as well. Because of that, Spider-Man 4 has now been paused and is on strike with the writers. Joel McHale's Community movie has been stopped filming and is now on strike with all the writers. And the one that we're all really sad about, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's movie together is now on hold because of this writers.
Oh, boo.
We're not getting our G League 2, man. But we're us here at Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. I think I can speak with Chris.
Yeah.
Man, people deserve to get paid what they deserve, especially when they create the art that we all line up to watch. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have streaming networks. We wouldn't have any of it. Period. We wouldn't have TV shows from the 50s, the 60s, the 80s, the 90s tomorrow. We wouldn't have the shows that we watch tomorrow. We wouldn't have the reality shows you like, the TV shows you like, whatever. Writers deserve every single dollar they deserve. And that's the bottom line because Neil said so. Chris, let's get to the last movie because this is going to be an hour.
But okay. May I adjust myself with this last one?
What's that?
Oh, we were talking about, okay. I think that's news, right?
Yeah, that's all the news. That is the Movies Don't Suck and Some of Them News. Now we're going to talk about the most important movie in the entire world. That's it.
All right, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, directed by Joaquin Dos Santos, Kent Powers, and Justin K. Thompson. They directed the first one, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is written by Phil Ward, Christopher Miller, and Dave Callahan. This stars Shamik Moore as Miles Morales.
Okay, let's do this one last time, yeah? For real this time.
Haley Steinfeld as Gwen Stacy.
All right, people, let's start at the beginning one last time.
This also has Brian Tyree Henry as Jeff Morales, Luna Lauren Velez as Rio Morales, Jake Johnson, we all love Jake Johnson, as Peter B. Parker.
All right, people, let's do this one last time.
Also, Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara.
Great story. Hey, did you finish the goober?
It's not a...
Also, Jason Schwartzman as Spot.
Scott Pilgrim! Hey! Buddy, welcome to the Chaos Theater!
Also, Issa Rae as Jessica Drew, Danny Kaluuya as Hobie Brown, Karen Stone as Paviter Prakaber, Shea Wigwam as George Stacy, Marshall Ali's in this one again as Uncle Aaron, Andy Samberg as Ben Reilly. He love Andy Samberg. Jack Quaid is just Peter Parker. Neil, why don't you read the storyline for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
Oh, I'll be more than happy to. Oh, by the way, before I do this, someone just gave a shout out to you and your twin for your birthday because I know you're turning 47 tomorrow.
37. 37. Thanks,
That's what I
Mom.
said, 47.
Thanks, Mom.
No, it's your mom. But I was trying to be nice and not say it was your mom, so it sounded cool.
I'm fine with my mom saying stuff on here.
No. I was trying to make you sound cool. Does it sound cool that your mom says happy birthday while you're sitting in your basement doing a podcast? No, but if it's a fan saying happy birthday to you while you're in your studio, see how much cooler that sounds?
Well, I still love my mom, so.
I try to help you out, man. Sometimes I try to help you out, and you just sometimes don't go for it. But anyway, storyline: Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales returns for the next chapter of the Oscar-winning Spider-Verse saga, an epic adventure that will transport Brooklyn's full-time, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man across the multiverse to join forces with Gwen Stacy and a new team of Spider people to face off with a villain more powerful than anything they have ever encountered. This is hilarious, and I want to tell you why before we jump into this.
Okay.
Spot is like the I think I have a picture that explains it really well. Do I have it? There it is. Boom. So Spot one time created his own group of people in the comic book world. Like how there's the Avengers, and then there's, the Sinister Six, and there's, like stuff like that in Marvel. Yeah. The Legion of Losers. Because they were all D characters that were not good.
Yeah.
they were like they're the bad guys that Spider-Man could beat within seconds. But the way they turned a guy, see, this is what I always try to say. How when people are rebooting movies and remaking movies of like the movies that are great already, you could take a D movie and make it into something amazing, just like they did The Spot.
Okay. Yeah, so this movie, I want to mention that it's gorgeous. It's as gorgeous as the first one, if not better.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah. It's way beautiful.
It's also, I mean, if you like the first one, you're going to like this one. I mean, I guess the best way to put it. But it's part one of a two-part.
Yes, they didn't say that to you, and it sucks. Because, like, there's a scene at the end, and I'm not ruining anything. I'm just giving you the setup of this scene. But there's a scene like, let's go do it! Credits. Yeah. I'm sitting there writing down notes, because they said something, and I'm writing down. I'm like, what? Am I tripping on mushrooms?
So with the incomplete story arc, it's kind of hard to talk about this movie as a full whole, because a lot of movies they'll be like, here's the story within the story, but this one's just like,
well, then let's concentrate on things we can concentrate on. Okay, so here's one thing I noticed about this movie, and after going deep diving into it as much as possible, if you notice, every universe they were in and every place they were at and every character was drawn completely different.
Yeah.
Did you notice? Here's a good example. I put 4 of them together. Watch this. Look at this. Like, here, I'll even take that off. I can see it. But look, this is the top corner is Spider-Gwen's, or Gwen Stacy's. The other corner is Miles's. The bottom right, the bottom left is just the one of the ones they ended up in, and then the other one down at the right is 2099. And if you notice the coloring scheme and how everything is different, it's just this movie is a piece of art, man. It is a piece of art.
It's gorgeous. In every scene, there's something happening, like whether it be paint dripping or just sort of a flare in the background. This movie is, you guys don't know if you guys are staying away from this. It's all animated, but it's, to me, like if people ask me what my favorite Spider-Man movie is, it's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That's my favorite Spider-Man movie. Closely followed by the last one, which is that Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Yeah, so
with Doctor Strange and all that, right?
Yeah. So those are my two favorite Spider-Man movies. I connected to those more than the live action ones. This has I really love some of the characters in this. Like Punk Rock Spider-Man. Was that Lenny?
Spider Punk.
Yeah, Spider Punk.
Where's Spider Punk? I know I grabbed him somewhere. There he is, Spider Punk.
And I'm sure Neil knew that. I love Spider Punk. I want to be Spider Punk.
Okay. I was in the theater, and of course, even though it was like 2:00 in the afternoon on Tuesday, that I went to go see this, I was IMAX. Thing is still pretty packed.
Yeah.
For 2:00 in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of these characters already.
Yeah.
And I am just literally laughing my ass off at things that no one else is catching.
Yeah, because you are a giant
when
fan.
they were saying, and stuff like when they were saying stuff about Spider-Man 2099, there was stuff in there that I caught that I was just like, oh my God, so I guess I'm the only geek here. Yay! When they were saying things about Gwen Stacy, there's things about Gwen Stacy I caught that were funny. There was things about the baby and Peter B, the baby. Where is it? There we go. The baby and Peter B. Parker. Like, that was just hilarious. Now, if you're a geek, man, you like the Spider-Man universe, you are just gonna love like everything going on in this movie. This movie
There's
is
a lot going
ridiculous.
on. There's a lot going on. And I don't think you necessarily need to watch Into the Spider-Verse, but it definitely helps if you're gonna watch this movie, because I feel like you're gonna get the sort of character that you want out of it. It's a fun movie. It's always something happening. Like it's good, man. Like, it's also stressful in moments because you wonder what's gonna happen. Like, because you don't know if some people are making the right choice. You don't know exactly what's happening, but I can tell you there's this chase scene in this where you see about 1 million different Spider-Men, and I loved it. I know that I'm not giving away all, but there's a dinosaur Spider-Man, the Neil, that broke my heart into this for the movie.
Yeah, they just made that one up, bro. I'm sorry to break your heart on that one.
But I love that chase scene. I love that. I love really any time they're not in Miles Morales' Earth. I was enthralled by it. I thought it was super interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing was very, very, very interesting, and it's just, it makes, man, there's just so much to cover in this. It would just be so hard to even try to even touch on everything. I mean, it is the longest animated movie ever made by Sony.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, this movie, it's literally right here, 2 hours and 20 minutes, the longest American animated film to date.
Oh, wow.
And they are literally making a sequel to this. I mean, I wish we'd have known that before going in, because I kind of gave the O face. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's because it's kind of hard to criticize a story arc that's not complete. You know what I mean? Like, we can't really.
You're kind of in the middle of it, but I love the diversity that they use on the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way that they added so much more to it.
Mm-hmm.
The millions of Spider-Men that you see, basically they go based off of what is known as a Spider-Verse story,
Mm-hmm.
Which is a huge comic book series that a lot of comic where a lot of these different Spider-Men had stories and stuff like that. And it was just awesome. It's just one of those things that you're just like, man, I wish I would have thought about all of this, and I didn't.
I do want to mention that for people looking for a post-credit scene, there's not one in this. No,
there's a cool mid-credits little,
Stinger.
shindig. Yeah, but that's it. As soon as the cartoons go bye-bye and goes to the black, it's all black.
Yeah, so stay there. So you guys can go pee, or you can stay and watch all the people that made this movie happen. But
yeah,
but
there's nothing special gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Nothing new is gonna pop in, and it was fun. It's fun. The characters are well developed. Miles, it goes deep diver into the universe of Miles Morales.
It looks great.
Yeah, and everything that happens, like even artistic viewings of stuff, like you could tell was a choice by certain people. Like, where's a good one? Here's a good one. This is a good split scene right here,
Mhm.
where you have a vulture who's drawn like Leonardo da Vinci drew him,
Mhm.
and then you got Miles Morales and in an old school looking comic era. And it's just beautiful. Every part of this movie is just ridiculously beautiful. There's so many Spider-Men in it. And the story is intensely insane. This is I love that.
You were in hog heaven, weren't you? You were all about it.
I was in hog heaven. Yeah, literally. I just can't speak any more better about this movie. I can't really say too much of the detailing because most of the details will give away stuff until we get to the spoiler section. But this is a great continuance of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. So, do you want your quotes and then we'll get deep into this stuff after that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Let's do things differently this time. So, my name is Gwen Stacy. I just wanted to be special like you. Is it too punk rock to give your old man a hug?
That's what I tell my dad.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on Doctor Strange and that nerd on Earth 1999. Yeah, that's the movie you like.
Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? I caught that. Somebody said that. Why do people say ATM machine? The M means machine. I'm Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico is America. Because of you, I lost my job, my life, and my family. Men of your generation ignored their mental health. My holes aren't a curse. They're an answer. Wait a minute. Was that Spanglish? Hey, Dad. How have the last few months been since you think I murdered my best friend?
Yeah.
No one my age says those words in that order. Don't worry about him. He's just some villain of the week. I love that they use the term villain of the week.
Oh, yeah.
His suit is that your new suit? Are you bleeding from the armpits? Taking a crap on the establishment. I salute you, man. If it wasn't for Uncle Ben, none of us would be here. Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. I'm going to do my own thing this time. One thing I learned from Miles is it's all possible. I never found the right band to join, so I just started my own. Bam!
All right, man. What's your score on this?
4.7.
Okay. All right.
Easily. This will be in my top 3 at the end of the year.
Okay.
This will easily be. I've already watched Into the Spider-Verse like 6 times since I've watched this movie. Like I've had it on repeat in the background.
Is this your favorite Spider-Man movie?
The Miles Morales thing is just, man.
It's a different tier, honestly. To me, like I don't think it's better than this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, because they're playing with it, they're having fun with it. It's just them being able to do whatever they want to because they own Spider-Man, everything's Spider-Man. So they're like, hey, do you want Spider-Man? Cool, we'll give you all the Spider-Mans.
My score on this is probably a 4.4. Again, I have a hard time giving it a rating without a full story arc. I don't want to give anything away. But I'm looking forward to. I can't wait for the next one. I don't have to wait 4 years, but maybe I will.
I don't think you'll have to. I think they're already halfway. I mean, and did you see one of my facts? This thing was literally still being completed 13 days before it went out.
God, that's crazy. But I'm on RottenTomatoes.com. Spider-Man Across the Universe, Spider-Verse. What's the audience score for this one?
Audience score has to be 91.
96%.
I was off by 5.
The audience says, from incredible animation to a super story and tons of Easter eggs, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has everything fans could ask for. Now, what is the audience? What is the critic score for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
82.
96%.
The same?
Yeah.
Damn.
Critics' consensus is just as visually dazzling and action-packed as its predecessor. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse thrills from start to cliffhanger conclusion. So
damn. So there's our cover of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Everybody, we're telling you this now because this is now the time for the spoiler part.
Next week,
where Neil is going to deep dive. Chris is going to be able to ask me any questions he has of the entire damn movie. But on top of that, I'm going to deep dive. I'm going to say things that you're just going to be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, what?
So next week we are doing Transformers, the new one, whatever it's called.
Yeah, The Rises of the Beast and the movie about the Firefly
flaming hot
Cheetos. And Chris promises to eat Cheetos naked. Why he's
I'm so fingers on my body. I'm not even going to use napkins.
I want pictures of like handprints all over your body,
see what happens.
and so we can turn that into a blanket, and we can put it right next to the pizza blanket.
Yeah, I got you. But I'm gonna give you guys a little warning. I'll play an outro, and then we'll come back in there and do this.
Any questions before I start deep diving? Anything you want to talk about?
I think we're ready to do this, dude. Let's go ahead in there. Let's
okay. Most of the fonts at the beginning of the movie, if you didn't notice, were all from different shows of Spider-Man, everything from the 60s cartoon, Spider-Man 300, the comic book, and even Spider-Gwen fonts at the beginning. References to Spider-Man being number 42 was because in the comics, that's a reference to Jackie Robinson, the first black baseball player. Number 42 was his number of his jersey, just like Miles Morales is the first black Spider-Man. Aunt May moving to Florida, that's like the Ultimate Universe. If you don't know the Ultimate Universe, that is where the whole entire MCU is based off of the Ultimate Universe. So that is the Ultimate Universe. Aunt May moved away after Peter died. Gwen Stacy's story is almost a copy of Edge of the Spider-Verse number 2, done by Jason Loretta and Robbie Rodriguez, playing in the band called Mary Jane's. Peter's last words were, "I wanted to be special just like you." Like, oh, that's so sad. Oh,
how many Spider-Man show up in this movie that are like actual canon Spider-Man?
I know them all, by the way. At this point, the main ones I got are at 57.
Damn. All right.
There's guys that went out and did that, and I want to, hey, they did it. I knew some of them, but the guy.
Yeah, go to YouTube, guys. You guys want to know all about them.
Yeah. Just like the comics, Gwen's dad wants to get Spider-Woman for the death of Peter. That was a major plot point in this movie. The one character played by the same okay, who's the one actor? Yeah, I did this as a question. Okay. Who's the one actor who has played the same character in every single movie for the last 20 plus years?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yeah. Jonah Jameson, the only guy to play Jonah Jameson.
I love that fact, by the way.
I love that fact. I love that they even showed the real life one at one point, and then the cartoon ones and all that stuff. It's like, it's J.K. Simmons, y'all.
I wonder if
anybody that's watching too, if you guys have any questions, I do have a bunch of info here. If you have any questions about anything I'm saying, just ask.
I wonder if you played it in the cartoon. Probably not, right?
No, he didn't do the cartoon. No, not the original cartoon. No. Spider-Man 20. Okay, what is it? Vulture. Where was that? Okay, there. Vulture was based out of the Leonardo da Vinci era of drawing, and that's why he was drawn the way he was.
I thought that was real fun, by the way. That fight there was pretty cool.
Yeah, where's that? Yeah, that look. Oh, that was so awesome.
Just so this is rated PG, so bring your kid to this. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely. You can bring your kids. Yeah. Spider-Man 2099 shows up to fight Vulture, which in the comics is literally the first guy he fights in Spider-Man 2099. If you don't know, Spider-Man 2099 was created in 1992. He was created by Peter David and Rick Leonardo. Secret identity, Miguel O'Hara, the first Puerto Rican Spider-Man.
Yeah.
His storyline is scientists tricked him, because they don't say it in the movie. That's why I'm telling you this. Scientists tricked him. His boss tricked him by getting his boss got all of his employees addicted to a drug.
Oh my god!
And you had to go to work to get the drug.
Man,
is that insane?
That's fucked up.
And so Miguel used DNA splicing to fight it, and that's what gave him the claws that he has, and he has even venom in his teeth. He has spider venom in his teeth.
Oh, by the way, I want to give a little thing about Joe K. Simmons. He did all 39 episodes as Jonah Jameson in Ultimate Spider-Man. That TV series.
Yes, I know that. I knew about Ultimate Spider-Man.
He played Jonah Jameson Noir, Jonah Jackal. If you guys want to go back and watch that from 2012, it's pretty badass. It's pretty good.
Oh, and the big difference between Spider-Man 2099, this guy right here, and all the other Spider-Men is he doesn't have spider sense.
No. Okay.
He doesn't have the spider sense.
Interesting.
Because he didn't get bit by a radioactive spider. It was because he was splicing with a serum.
That makes sense. Okay.
Anyway, 2009 got yelled at by Gwen Stacy. The names that she yelled was Blue Panther, obviously a play on Black Panther. Nacho Libre.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Jack Black's character from one of the greatest movies of all time. And she called him the blue satyr, which is like the Dark Crusader, Blue Satyr.
Yeah, I guess.
And Dark Garfield, awesome.
Yeah.
The reference, I already said this, Doctor Strange and the Little Nerd on Universe 19999 is obviously the MCU, Doctor Strange, or Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Woman, who you saw, this is the one that how they portrayed her in this. That afro and everything like that is actually more of a comic book. The one that it's portraying is actually not comic book, but a comic strip that happened years ago. But the one that they're portraying is this pregnant Jessica Drew. Jessica Drew was originally origin family. Her family lived in Mount Juno de Gore, which you saw in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Was that big temple they went to. And I explained all this there in Ant-Man and the Quantum Verse. That's where the High Evolutionary used to be. High Evolutionary originally raised Spider-Woman. And becomes a superhero. Then she once worked for Hydra. Then she left Hydra, became a SHIELD agent. But this look seems to be... it's the look that they did with the afro and everything like that is actually from the PBS show The Electric Company.
Well, I like that look a lot, honestly.
I do too. I thought it was great. Pregnant Spider-Woman on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
Was amazing. The museum, when it gets all destroyed, someone yells out, "I think it's a Bansky." Everybody knows Banksy is the guy who destroyed his own art.
I like that.
That was a great one. The Spot. Let's talk about Spot. First time he ever appears. Here he is. Boom. Peterman, the spectacular Spider-Man.
When I first saw
great on comics.
When I saw the Spot the first time in the movie, I was like, is that Rorschach? I was like,
but it works great in the comics. That you could never do it in live action unless you use a lot of CGI.
What's the yeah. So,
but the Spot villain, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 99, created by Al Milgore and Herb Timbering. I like the movie Scientist. He was a scientist that worked for the Kingpin that backfired and got covered in these interdimensional spots. Always been laughed at when he told Spider-Man his name. Spider-Man literally stopped a fight once, laughing so hard when the Spot's like, "My name's the Spot," and he's like, ha, 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 ha. like the whole page was like, ha, 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 ha. Anyway, same power jumps through the dimensions, even made a team of D villains called the Legion of Losers, like I said earlier. But they made him a loser even more because they said he was the bagel guy. The guy they threw the bagel at in the beginning, which is great because they didn't know they were going to make another one.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, to use a character that was in the background for the whole movie, that's amazing. I'm glad they did that. That was great. That just adds so much to it.
Do we want to talk about cameos for a second? Because Donald Glover shows up in this.
Who does?
Donald Glover.
Oh, we're gonna get to him.
Okay.
Believe me, I got a whole spot with him.
Okay.
I'm trying to get through these as fast as possible. When it gets to Jeopardy, when you see the Jeopardy scene, the categories read Kissing in the Rain, like Spider-Man 1, the movie with Tobey Maguire, Spider Sense and Sensibility, the World Wide Web, and Whip It. Which I thought was funny. If you read the TV scans at the bottom, said that Flash Thompson, Spider-Man's bully, was drafted to the LA Clippers, which, they all suck. Hexagons everywhere. Hexagons, which just like everything in the Marvel universe is how everything is connected, how they time warp, how they do everything. If you ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy and they do that time or that, hyperspace jump, that's literally hexagons. Hexagons. Which I'll go back to the bees. Not the bees. Anyway. Miles says, if this ain't nice, what is? Which is a Kurt Von quote. Spot says, the power of the universe in my hand, which is a reference to Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. That says the power of the sun is in my hand. You have when they are going through all the different realms, the Golden Age universe, the Lego universe. You see Spider-Man from with the audio, the Lego universe. They use the audio from Spider-Man 1 with Jonah Jameson.
Nice.
And they had a kid, and his dad actually made that whole sequence that they used for the movie.
Right.
Then there was Mrs. Chin from the Venom movies. And the gum stolen was called Venom Mint.
I'm waiting for them to show up. By the way, Venom to show up in the Spider movies. I know he's supposed to, but I still don't know when.
Then another great character in this movie, in Mumbattan Earth 50101, Bollywood Bravito Paprika, from comics so new at being at Spider-Man that nothing sad has happened yet. He is again from the Spider-Verse as well. He's so new that nobody's death happened, and they actually save his death story from him, so he never gets that Uncle Ben moment. Baby May Day becomes Spider-Girl in the comic book, so that little kid becomes Spider-Girl later on, which Spider-Girl's in the background later on. The branching tree line timeline, just like the branching line in Loki, the TV series, and Ant-Man. So you can see that Sony is connecting this to the MCU, which they're already announced that they're doing a live-action Miles Morales.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
It's Sony. They do so many hits and misses with their superheroes.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Whatever.
It's hard. Yeah.
Mentions of the web of destiny is what they say is life and destiny is how they're all connected. Now that is a metaphysical web that connects to the universe. That's how their spider sense works too. As seen like canon event like the original Steve Ditko of the Spider Bite. You see the creation of Venom, then 3 comic covers like Spider-Man, No More Spider-Man, which Spider-Man 2 is based off, Peter lifting the wreckage, and Homecoming, Peter's wedding to MJ, which I have that comic. I have both covers of that comic. George Stacy's death, Uncle Ben in Spider-Man 1. We see Captain Stacy's death from Amazing Spider-Man movie. They called them ASM 90, which is the same episode that George Stacy dies, is what they're... So that's hilarious. That's what they called all of that. Miles tried to punch a bag. Oh, it's tied to a punching bag, just like he tied Peter to the punching bag in the first one. James Jameson says the Sinister Six cartel, the background at the Universe 42 in the universe, without Spider-Man, they just basically run all crime. And if you saw Miles... If you notice, when Miles went to his college room, his roommate was playing Spider-Man PS4. Now, all the Spider-Man, I listed them all. I got them all. Yeah. If you want to know any of them, I can put the list up for you. I'm not going to go through all of them. But there's Bruce
What are your
Banner.
favorites out of the other ones that show up?
Scarlet Spider, man. Oh my gosh. The fact that Andy Samberg, Scarlet Spider. Oh my god. The Ben Reilly clone. Now he's a clone of Spider-Man that he didn't know he was a clone of Spider-Man until Spider-Man showed up and he's like, "Hey dude, you're kind of a clone of me." And he became super emo in the comic books, just like he was in the freaking movie. Oh my god. I love Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider. I mean, there are so many Spider-Man. I mean, the Spider Cop, Spider Cat, Spider T-Rex, that's just the artist having fun, which made him sad. Spider-Man from the original anime series was in there. Charlotte Weber, aka Sun Spider, Flash Thompson as Captain Spider, their Werewolf Spider, Ultimate Spider Lady, Spider-Net, Spider Lady, Anti-Kingpin Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, the Leslie, Mark II suit, the Mark III suit, the Mark IV suit, the Manga Spider-Man, the Crimson Ben Reilly Sultan Metal Gray. I mean, like, literally, there's so many. But let's get to the part where you said, but then they're going through the villains area where you see Kraven the Hunter, Doc Ock, and stuff like that, and you see Donald Glover dressed as the Prowler.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you remember, in Spider-Man Homecoming, Donald Glover was the guy trying to buy the weapons that gets away.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man goes to go ask him a question and webs his hand to the trunk. And he's like, "I got ice cream that's melting." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't want those weapons out here because my nephew lives in this neighborhood."
Shit.
Who's his nephew?
Yeah. Okay.
He's the Prowler.
Which is
his nephew is Miles Morales. So that's why he's the Prowler. And the whole reason Donald Glover even got a spot in Spider-Man Homecoming was...
I don't know why. Tell me why.
Because of Spider-Man pajamas in Community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of Community, that's why Donald Glover ended up, and all he was playing the uncle, oh gosh, what's his name?
Aaron.
Uncle Aaron. He was playing Uncle Aaron in Spider-Man Homecoming because they never said his name. They just said he was a thief, whatever. And then later you see him as the Prowler, and he said he had his nephew or whatever. And of course that's why he said. But
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was like, what the fuck is he doing in this movie? Just as himself.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh, and then I was like, I made sense of it. And then I went and saw the Easter egg videos and stuff like that. And when they said Donald Glover, is the Prowler and then they pointed out why, I was like, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. But yeah, that's all the spoilers I really have. I have a ton more, but I'm not going to bore you more. I mean, we're already an hour and 30 minutes at this point.
All right. Well, thanks for doing that. Do you have any questions? I mean, I'm sure there are people that are just soaking in information. But I think we're good.
That is a lot of information. I understand. And at any point, if you ever want to chat with us about it, email us, message us on any of the platforms. We get all that information directly to our phones. I'll be more than happy to talk Spider-Man for the next 12 years. Because this movie, if this isn't my top favorite movie of the year, I'd have to really reflect on what would be.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm glad you liked it. I liked it too. You guys can find us online, moviesonsuck.net, or on Facebook at facebook.com/podcast, or w2mnet.com. w2mnet.com. Go there, find our podcast, find a bunch of other cool podcasts about wrestling, gaming, music. It's all there. Go to patreon.com/moviesonsuck. You'll find the ways to become our patron. We like money. We
like money. Give us money. Yeah. Do you like money? I like money.
Yeah, you guys can find us on Facebook. I'm sorry, you guys did that. Twitter, NTS Podcast. We're on Instagram, NTS Podcast. Guys, go to bonfire.com/moviesonsuck and send you. You'll find merch with our logo on it. And we also want you to enjoy it. Tell your friends. Go if you guys want to send us an email, it's info@moviesonsuck.net or moviesonsuckpodcast@gmail.com. Go subscribe on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. Go ahead and like us on Facebook. Subscribe anywhere you find podcasts. You guys subscribe just to the podcast. So when it's out, you guys wake up and it's on your phone waiting for you as it is. Neil, what do we do for small businesses?
If you have a small business, just let us know. Give us that information. Send us that information. We'll be more happy to advertise your small business right here to our thousands of listeners, our millions of followers right here at Movies Don't Suck and Some That Do.
All right.
That's another episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Spider Neil.
And I'm Spider Chris.
And remember, guys, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. I don't know what that means, but gosh dang it, I'm going to research it more. Have a good night.